lasted so long,
nice.
why it took so long for us to get going in the first place. There was an SSD that was broken. Someone had to set up their whole settings again because we work with SSDs, so every players has their own. That's
Okay.
Master Ran.
Here we go.
Get out of here, bro.
The fear was instilled into the heart of misery.
You've heard of Terror Blade? That is Terror Ban right there. Get rid of that immediately.
It was ridiculously strong. So, yep.
And Low Druid taken out as well. You know, classic stuff. The Bears are really meta right now. Bear fans rejoice. All the Bears are hype.
Bear? He looks like a hamster.
He's like a rat hamster kind of. I don't know what it is.
What's
but
this?
they banned Lifestealer.
All right, does that say anything about what they might do?
Well, sure. I mean, Lifestealer only good against a certain amount of heroes.
Keeper of the Light was left this time around, and they did ban Centaur this time again, which,
Yeah.
I mean, that probably tells something that they have been scrimming against Wings, so.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have, so they must know something that we don't.
So the big one that at least was banned last time, yeah, the Keeper of the Light.
And Slardar.
And Slardar, yes.
Would you rather keep or Slardar? Or neither?
Or neither. It's Wings. They're the hipsters.
You probably don't want to give Keeper Slardar, though, right? Because that's like a really strong dual lane combo with the double crush.
There's no Lifestealer,
Yeah, they
though.
don't care. They're Wings. They're going next assassin.
So that's a response toward the Coddle. They're preemptively picking versus it.
Yeah. Smart
that
move
is
too.
good.
And a couple other denies too, like the Bat Rider, who's pretty darn good right now. So
Yeah, it's
Nyx
just
first. Smart.
yes, good hero versus the like just to deter people from wanting to pick those type of.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, let's see here. Next pick going to be coming out for DC. Common DC heroes. We have any ideas? Standard stuff.
Or is
of
it just going
course.
to be Slardar and Caudle?
Yeah, the
Would you
Slardar
still
Coddle's
pick a
favorite.
Caudle into the next
I like
assassin?
Rubik a lot more versus Nyx
Yeah, well.
than Coddle, but I don't know. They also run Slardar as a 4, so maybe
They
not
do.
want to go with both of their supports immediately right off the bat.
10 seconds.
I could see a Weed Ranger, though, with the Slardar, especially after the buffs.
5 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Definitely a possibility. His big combination that actually it was Weeha and Misery, the Slardar Wind
Yep.
Ranger combination. So back at Shanghai.
Do you think this will convince Misery to go out of the box more? This last game?
I do think so, yeah.
I think so too.
We're right.
So
The
what?
fire has been lit.
Yeah.
Out the box, boy.
Maybe what, like Venge can keep it open-ended, but because they do still run it on Rezo every now and then, but it's not really. I mean, it gives you the minus armor on the dire side too, but it is a little early to show that.
Oh yeah, I would say too early.
Yeah. Rubik sounds good.
Hey,
Come
got
out
it.
of the box.
Hey.
Bow
Hey.
to Ben. Bow
Well
to Ben
done,
Wu.
Mr. Ben.
Very nicely.
But Wind Ranger into Nyx too. Nyx is pretty darn good versus
It's
Wind
pretty
Ranger
good.
later.
Yes.
Because
Yep.
you ideally want to get your int talent too.
Yep.
So the mana burn's going to be hitting you way harder later on. And you're fairly squishy. You're low armor, so the Vendetta does a lot of damage versus you as well. And you don't want to you're not a natural BK builder. You're going to have to build one eventually, but
Shackle's still good though.
yeah, Shackle's still very good.
And we are most likely playing it, so the shackles will be there, and the Keeper of the Light still
they're-
Wings take it.
I think Wings is pretty happy with that.
Sure.
Get
I
into
mean,
Yeah,
I
Nyx
think
Coddle.
so for
Yep.
sure.
Keeper can be great this match too. I mean, the Blinding Light is always good, but especially against somebody like a Wind Ranger, Mana
Yep.
Leak, very good on her as well. Anytime she tries to run away, and Slardar at the same time. So a very strong pickup. We'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good call, Slacks. The Blinding Light is extremely effective versus the Corrosive Phase and Wind Runner, so
Yeah.
love it.
Thank you. Wow, look at
Gotcha,
me.
homie.
So
Hey.
in terms of openings, Wings is looking better.
Slardar Wind Ranger's really
Yeah.
strong.
The Slaughter
Sure.
still
It's-
is ridiculous hero.
Yeah.
It depends, though. She got to get those shackles, right?
Yeah, but we've seen Wheeze a lot.
Yeah.
It's enough to. It's not a question mark.
Sure. Now give me a refresher course. Now Wind Ranger used to be garbage. Everybody agreed on that. She got her challenge changed. What about the talents? Excuse me.
Her talents are good now.
Right. So
And-
what were those changes, and why is she good?
I think she has more int on one of them.
Yeah.
She has wind run slow, which is actually surprisingly strong. It's like
Yeah.
60% slow or something on the Wind Ranger, on the wind run aura.
I think most people get the other.
Most people get the other
talent,
one,
yeah.
but maybe like I forget what the other one is. Mana regen. It's like
Mana
5
regen. Yeah.
5 mana region or something.
Oh, that's right, because she gets more bursty in the early game and can
Yeah.
throw
The power
stuff
shot
out.
The power
is
shot also got
buffed.
changed.
It's 180 at level
Right.
1.
But it drops off harder. It's like 20%, minus 20%
Minus
per.
20% per unit it passes through, yeah.
So you could potentially own yourself on Carapace.
Okay, great. So increases her farm, increases her presence early game. So I can see why she's picked up more. We're going to see that respect ban of the Weepo band out there. And the Rubik that we were talking about, as well as Juggernaut. Interesting. That Juggernaut is so highly, respected here.
I think the Juggernaut played a very big role in the previous game, because at some point the healing ward was just
Healing Ward's really good.
doing
Yeah.
so much work, and there was no regen on the side of DC, or rather, no natural regen by hero powers. They had I believe someone had a macro creeps, but
Reserve time.
the healing ward did do a lot of work in some of the fights of Wings.
I do feel this kind of says something about DC, though. They banned 3 heroes from the last game that they just played against.
Yes.
Like, they're like, man, these 3 heroes, like, really hurt us. I mean, Innocence or Y, whichever one you want to call him on the Rubik last game, was phenomenal as well. We didn't really get to touch on him because there was so many other incredible plays from his team, but he
Stole
was
Eclipse.
stolen Eclipse, stolen Hook, stolen Disruption in some scenarios. It was just, like, perfectly timed
Yeah,
lifts.
crazy stuff.
Yeah, like the hook shot into the lift where he hooked the creep.
And the stole Eclipse.
Yeah, and then stole the
that
Eclipse. Yeah,
was-
like,
No one would do that. You
Yeah.
just, you're just afraid you're just going to die. But
okay, well, they go for the Venge in the 3rd pick. It's more minus armor and everything. It's better to save it into the later phases, so definitely a good pick up there. Able to, you can kind of swap the Coddle in. I mean, that's really kind of unlikely the Coddle will fall for that, but
Sure.
I was theory crafting that PL could be good against Slardar because he has a lot of armor and he can also doppelganger the amplify away, and they also don't have any AoE versus it.
Are we
But-
back to the Keeper of the Light PL?
It's
Oh,
way
no,
different
not
now.
again.
That's
It's,
been a while.
it's way different now. I don't think PL's good at all because he feeds so much gold with the Spirit Lane solutions.
Yeah, well, he
But
does.
if they toned it down, I think he's actually like pickable. But what else would be good versus these? We see Terrorblade a lot, but I think that's way too popular for Wings.
Yeah, the hipster wouldn't pick that.
So would not pick that.
All right, so what would Wings pick? I don't think we can answer that question.
Ember
Oh,
Spirit.
hey.
Oh, we can.
What do you know? This is a
That's
pretty
not-
standard
I was
draft.
gonna say that's not a hipster hero, Ben.
That is not a hipster hero.
Hey, that's what you do. You blow the team's mind on round 1, and then you just pick the most vanilla lineup that we have
Yeah.
ever seen. And then they just don't know what to do. They're just banning random heroes that have no idea. It's beautiful.
Heavy,
10 seconds.
very
remaining.
heavy magical burst on the side of Wings right now.
Yeah, that's a great point.
5
Yep.
seconds
And
remaining.
DC can kind of plan around that, get some really good heroes there that can mitigate that magical damage.
Like what?
Reserve time.
Some natural pipe
Lives-
carriers.
Lifestealer's banned, Juggernaut's banned, Rubik's banned. They are all good against Magic. There's not that many left.
You know what hero's great against early
Omni
game
Knight.
magical damage?
There you go.
Omni Knight, boy.
I wanted to lead you to your own conclusion.
Oh, I'm home, baby.
I like
And
it too with the the Ember and the Nyx. They have they're already setting themselves up to have lots of disable and stunts to guarantee themselves to be able you land the Illuminates early on in the laning phase.
Well, next pick here coming out. Oh boy, we
How
gotta see
about
something.
an anti-mage carry
Anti-mage
Or who?
carry.
for DC?
See? They already have Venge.
If they would go
If they
for
wanna
Venge carry,
go
they can
for-
go for Venge support if they want to.
I don't know. It's all
Oh,
right.
we has
He's,
look at him.
he's really happy about something.
He gets to play Wind Ranger.
Anti-mage into Ember too. It's like the root really hurts, but
Gonna get a Manta.
eventually
Yeah.
that hero takes
It's
that
so
hero's so
slow.
yeah.
It is very slow. Yes.
And you can get pressured pretty hard. Like let's say it's a Nyx Coddle dual off lane. Like
Ew.
you're just getting spells thrown at you nonstop. But okay, so
Oh,
maybe this
wow.
could just be a support Windrunner.
Oh,
Sounds
no.
likely.
Oh.
Yeah, more than likely.
More
And
minus armor. It's all physical damage.
How many times I have seen a Wind Ranger Shadow Fiend team and win games? I can count on my hands.
I don't think I've seen those two together very
Yeah,
often.
it's
Not very
0.
often.
That's what I'm counting on my
Oh, okay.
hands. They never win together.
In the past, Wind Ranger was an offlaner.
Oh,
We have also seen her as a safe lane, and we've also seen Shadowfiend as a safe lane. There are some.
Oh.
Putka! All right, we talked a lot about this,
Oh, back.
how Wings could probably favor this hero, how good he is in their hands and in general. And here, same deal, guys. It's a good hero this game.
Very good with the Ember Spirit too. Like if the Shadow Fiend's
Oh,
mid, you
that
just get
thing
you
is
slight into hook. It's like 100%.
so ridiculous.
It happens like it's very easy to get the hooks off. It's also your Ember, at least majority of the time, they build a Veil like 99% of the time now. Rot is actually an incredible amount of damage with the Veil. I really like when people do that. So more magic damage, and they do have at least like the pure and some catch coming out from the Pudge.
They have a very low armor team though.
Yeah,
Ember
very,
and
very low
Pudge
armor.
are just awful at armor.
10 seconds
It's actually very true. Yeah, Coddle, Ember, Pudge, all
Yeah.
like
They can
one
fix
armor
that
heroes.
with the Vlads.
5
Or
seconds
someone.
remaining.
That puts you at like -20, so
Yeah.
-25.
You
I
know,
guess.
wishful
Reserve
thinking.
time.
Wishful thinking. Yeah.
And naturally, they're going to build a Solar Crest on DC's lineup too.
Yep.
So it's going to be a pretty immense amount of physical burst potential coming out. And the Shadow Fiend gives them more team fight with the Slardar. So at least have like some nice burst potential coming out from it too.
I mean, to me, this is such a match of who starts the fight first, right? I mean, nice initiation from Wings, any kind at all. A Nyx going in, a nice hook, and it's just great. But at the same time, if DC, they've got all that negative armor, so they could turn that team fight at any time. I don't know, man. I feel like a little bit of somebody on DC that has a little bit of beef would be good. Am I wrong? I mean, all that burst damage. Get
Yep.
me somebody fat, please.
The best defense is a great offense.
I guess so. Is that the strat?
Blinding Light's going to be really good this game too.
Yeah.
Oh
so
yeah.
So
that's
magic,
good.
so physical damage oriented. Well, not only obviously they have the Requiem and Wind Ranger Power Shot and all that, but Blinding Light's going to be very strong in this game for sure.
You don't have to worry about not having any armor if the enemy is not going to be able to hit you.
Look at that.
Oh, good. They ban out the disruptor,
Good
so
meme.
Turn
I got that one.
so they they are expecting a support to still be picked up by DC, meaning that they are expecting a core Venge, I would imagine, support Slardar.
10
Jeez.
seconds remaining.
Well, I have seen Core Vengeance do some miraculous things, so
5
potentially
seconds
not that
remaining.
bad.
All right, what's the carry hero? What is the safe lane? What does Wings want?
Reserve time.
That
5
is the
seconds
question.
And it's
remaining.
definitely a question.
And
They
there we
want the
go.
Fair Blade.
Oh, I thought it was too mainstream.
That
for them.
is more
That's too many.
low
I thought no.
armor,
I
though.
honestly, I was like, Terrorblade
but-
would be great because it has
'Cause
armor.
that
But
armor,
nah,
yeah.
it's like no,
yeah,
no
never
way.
mind. I was
Armor
No
takes
way.
buildings, you know,
Yeah.
objective taker.
They don't have that much AoE to clear the illusions. It's
Yeah.
great here.
That's a good, nice pickup.
10 seconds
It's
remaining.
weird when they do normal things.
Yeah, I don't know.
It really is.
Wings'
It
draft
really
is way
is.
too normal.
It's
Although you can
very
just go for
normal.
Maelstrom on Wind Ranger, and the illusions from Terrorblade are going to be burned down real fast.
And you get the spell amplification as one of your talents as
Yeah,
well.
as well.
Seconds
Mhm.
remaining.
Or magic
I mean-
resistance.
Or magic.
Yeah.
And that's
Yay.
just Lark.
Oh wow. Okay, so Venge Windrunner supports Slaughter offlane.
Looks like it.
Could be Wind Ranger offlane. Does Moon play it? I don't know. I don't even know which one's better offlane. I haven't seen Wind Ranger offlane in a long time.
I haven't seen it either in a long time, but okay.
Might not be bad.
I like DC's lineup.
I like both.
I like
think
both.
it's even.
I
Okay.
think the thing is that like Nyx and Coddle, if they are dual lane offlane, it puts a lot of pressure on the Slark.
Yeah.
It's just like constantly blasting him. It definitely hurts you a bit. I'm not really too sure who's like straight up winning the draft. I think Wings' draft is a little bit too normal. Which,
Okay.
but
Fair enough.
Maybe that's a good thing. It's confusing
Yeah.
us. So it's probably confusing DC. It's like, what? They didn't even ban out Terrorblade.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably go with Wings just because of the way they played last game. They looked pretty impeccable.
All right. We are going to find out from our commentators how things are going to pan out and who's going to play that offlane, which hero is going to be there. It is over to OD Pixel and Fogged.
Winter.
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 There you go. Winter.
Thank you, Shiva. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ourselves into game 2 of DC Wings. To answer your question, it is going to be the offlane Slardar. It will be the support combination of Vengeful Spirit and Wind Ranger. As we get ourselves into this exciting matchup, some fantastic heroes being picked up. Ice Ice Pudge, of course, being one of them. He was making the plays last game on the Nation's Prophet. Let's hope he does so again this time round for you Pudge fans out of there with the Pudge plays. But Winter, these two drafts, very exciting. As well that we're seeing Rezo bringing back kind of an old Resolution classic, the old fish boy himself, the Slark.
Yeah, Slug's really good against the Ember and the Keeper of the Light because you can Dark Pack, remove the chains, the root, and
Yep.
the mana leak. Other carries are going to struggle against that.
And he can play, of course, very nicely around the Terrorblade, can't he? You know, a lot of carries very, very wary about that Sunder coming through. You can't Sunder a man you can't see with the old Shadow Dance.
And the other thing that Slug brings to the table is he's a core that jungles easily. So he's going to be able to free up the lane for the Wind Ranger to jungle. I mean, sorry, to lane. And he's going to give Wind Ranger more space because Wind Ranger is a support that... I've played Wind Ranger support. I think that this hero needs some sort of... you need some items some levels. So having a core that can easily jungle and give you a lane to farm and get levels is really, really good for the hero. So I think that could be the idea, like some of the idea behind the Slug pick. And we see Misery.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
He nearly got. In fact, someone moved the courier. They didn't move the courier. They just left it standing there.
Oh, he got the courier.
Oh,
That
wings.
That was huge.
That was a massive misplay from them there. The courier gets hit once. They just leave it standing there. A little bit of panic there from Wings.
I think he actually left it there on purpose because Pudge was actually behind, and he was kind of.
He was trying to bait.
He was trying to bait Windrunner to
Oh, is it
Windranger to go in to try and
okay.
kill, and he took level 1 chains on Ember, so they were clearly trying to set up a hook there. Like maybe that was the plan, but it didn't work, and DC got a free courier.
Absolutely cracking start there in the mid.
Looking at the lanes right now, top lane, Nyx against Venge and a Slug. He should be able to get a decent amount of experience and farm here. I don't expect these two heroes to completely zone him out. He has a poor man shield, so he should be okay here.
Top lane, just trying a bit of a harass there with Faith.
Yeah, they need 3 heroes at top to completely zone out the Nyx here. So
They got a wraparound coming in from Misery on the Wind Ranger. It's going to be tickling Faith behind there, of course, still just with the Wind Run available.
he has Wind Run at level 1 though. That's not the most ideal spell if you're trying to win your safe lane. I think generally you want to have the power shot because it got buffed. At level 1 it deals 180 damage. So if you're using power shot on one hero to zone the offlaner, like it's so good at level 1. So first rune goes to, the power rune goes to the Ember. He gets an arcane rune. It's gonna help him out a bit in the lanes. But this lane is actually very much Shadow Fiend favored because he can easily chew through your Flame Guard with his race, and he has a lot of base damage after you get damage from the Necromastery. So I would expect Weeha to, once he gets his levels, level 4 onwards, he's going to be able to start dominating Blink on the Ember Spirit here. Blink is going to heavily require the Pudge to, to roam and gank for him, the chains into the hook. He needs the Pudge to at some point come over and set up a kill. And for bottom lane, Moonmeander, he got almost level 4 from the lane, retreating to the jungle right now, trying to get his farm. Has a Quelling Blade. So I think overall, DC really happy with the start. All lanes are farming well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, both safe lane carries are having a great time at the moment. All the space in the world for Shadow
but the main
and Rezo.
difference is Moon has a lot more. Like if you compare the
True,
CS,
yeah, the off lane difference.
Faith
Yeah.
Bian has level 3, but Moon has 13 CS compared to his 3.
Yeah.
So that's a huge advantage for DC's favor.
It's been finding a fair bit from that jungle.
Oh,
Top
the Carapace.
comes through just in time. But Misery and Sax are doing their best to hold him off and create that space that Resolution needs. Slark certainly is getting it, but as we mentioned, so is the Terrorblade. Mid lane CS as it continues again, very close between the two of them. Despite that earlier courier takedown, it wasn't really enough to slow down Blink. Eyesight still very much present, ever present in that mid lane.
Oh,
Off
he has
around
to
on
wait
the
for
Pudge.
mana though. Blink doesn't have enough mana to drop his slight chains combo for the hook. Tries to hook Shadow Fiend, but not gonna land, so it's gonna have to wait for the Ember Spirit to control the rune, come back to the lane. Oh, he has a regen. That's really good for him.
Yeah, he's getting lucky with the rune spawns both times. He let it up top just before the 2 and the 4 minute mark, and he's hit it every
hook.
time.
Oh,
A little slow off the mark there, Eyesight
Yeah.
with the follow-up.
It's a level 1 searing chain, so it's only 1 second of disable. And the ward there as well. Like I think it was it was Wind Ranger actually. Misery placed the ward at level 1 with smoke, so realizing it's really important for Weeha to be able to see up the cliff. Power shot.
Comes through. We do see obviously the quite fair bit of damage from that,
Yeah,
that level
he
2.
doesn't have a shackle. He has chosen to take 2 points into the power shot. Like I mentioned, it got buffed. It deals a lot of damage now. If you're hitting one target, it deals massive amount of damage. But if you're hitting a lot of targets, the old power shot actually deals more damage, like to a huge crit wave. But it helps the supports zone the offlaners right now if you're using it on only one target or trying to get a kill, like what Misery tried to do previously. But still, like, no kills happening. That's great for DC because you pick a Pudge, your wings. You want to get kills with the Pudge. And not getting kills means you're not using the hero.
Yeah, absolutely. This kind of passive situation is very, very good for DC. Resolution Slark, top of the CS at the moment, 37. No pressure really being put on him at all at the top lane. Faith Pian's trying to get something done,
Yep.
but consistently,
Right,
you know,
right,
there's
right
that
now,
bench sitting there.
Pudge,
Oh.
he might find Moon.
Oh no, he tried for the blind hook, but
He's
Moon
dead.
came back with the double back. They'll
Can-
turn towards
Can he
Ice Ice.
suicide?
Can he do it? That's the question. The timing is there.
Oh.
Will manage to get himself out with a quick bullet to the head.
Yeah, the Slaughter don't even have enough mana for another stun, so he wasn't really keen in chasing that. He was worried for his life because he was like low as well. So at the end of the day, no one gets anything out of that. And Pudge, he's back up. So and Misery in the meantime, he replaces the mid lane ward. This is really important. Like for the SF against Pudge, you need to make sure that SF always has vision around the mid lane. You need to keep the Shadow Fiend safe from the Pudge. So Misery doing the right moves here, and he places another ward. So look at Misery. He placed 2 wards to protect the Shadow Fiend here. That's really, really important. And the ward's going to scout out the Pudge here. So, I mean, this might seem simple and small, but it's going to help the Shadow Fiend a lot.
We are as well, setting back into the jungle, picking up as much farm as he can.
Yep. As long as he doesn't die, he pushes the lane out, he jungles, he's going to out-farm the Ember.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, especially with the fact, as you mentioned, that
Yeah,
they've been unable to kill the
You
Shadow
pick
Fiend.
Ember plus Pudge and you didn't kill the
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend even once after 7 minutes. That's a huge win for the Shadow Fiend. That is a huge win. But obviously that's not just him. It was his supports placing good wards for him and making sure that he always sees the Pudge. So Ice Ice has a really rough time here, trying to get any kills for his team. Meanwhile, Faith Beyond level 5, he just popped level 5. He is 150 gold away from his Arcanes. That's pretty much all you need as Nick's off lane. Arcanes plus level 6, he's quite close to that. Then he can try to make space for his team because the Pudge eventually is going to need some lane to get his levels back because he's not going to be able to get any kills right now.
Interesting smoke here from Wings. They
Placed
smoke
a
up.
ward? Did they place a ward? Yeah, they did place a ward.
But it
behind.
feels like they want to get a kill as well, or at the least the tower.
The main reason behind this smoke is because they have Metamorphosis up. They want to take the tower. So before they move over, they want to make sure that they have vision. They don't want Misery on the Wind Ranger to be there to spam his power shot to slow down the push. So if he's there, they see him, they kill him, they make sure that they secure the tower. So that's basically the idea behind this move here. The smoke into the ward. Even if they don't get a kill, they're happy. They've managed to place a vision behind the tower. It's going to ensure that the Terrorblade is going to secure the tower 100%. And top lane, DC is trying to do the same thing, but they don't have a pushing carry.
They want to fight and dive. No, Rezo,
Carapace?
he has that Shadow Dance to the ready. He's ready to go in and go in deep.
Oh,
Tries
the
to go
hook.
for Faith Beyond, but the hook there's from Ice. Brings Resolution away from his target. They will get the kill. Blink has responded though, and he's looking to try and find a trade. He goes in onto Saxa. There's the chase down as well for the Pudge. Looking for Resolution, and he finds it as well. Ice Ice with the rock rundown. So they managed to claim 2 kills in return for giving up the first blood. They'll take that.
Win. That was a big win for Wings there, Owen. They got the carry. They defended their tower. They traded another support for it for the off lane. That was a big win. Even though it was a first, I think DC got the first blood, right?
They got the first blood, but yeah, you're
But
right.
still,
2 for 1.
Wings,
They'll take it.
Wings came out on top of that.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be able to hold. This tower is extremely important to hold on to. Like it provides your team with so much control on the enemy jungle. And the next tempo would be obviously for them to wait for Metamorphosis to come off cooldown. And they're gonna be able to pressure another tower. Ideally, you want to take the enemy carries tower. And DC, noticing that the tempo and the swing of the momentum is not great for them, they are going to move and use the time where Metamorphosis is down to secure the top tower. They really want this tower. Oh, they see the smoke. Can they get the kill still? No. That was, again, a great read by Wings there.
Oh, yeah, and they read the fact that Moon's on his own down bottom because of that play up top.
And
they
just
get a
both
kill out of
teams
it.
reading each other very well. Like DC understanding that they really need to secure this tower before Terrorblade has his Metamorphosis up. Not gonna happen. Wings towards that aggression and gets a kill of their own with the Nyx ultimate there. So things have gone from bad to worse for DC right now. They have to be really, really careful in the next few minutes not to give away any more kills, or they're gonna swiftly lose map control with Terrorblade regaining his Metamorphosis right now.
For sure, yeah. They need resolution to get that Shadow Blade done. He's
Moon
halfway
needs-
there at the moment.
Moon needs a little bit more time before he gets his dagger. Even though Shadow Blade is important, but I would say that the dagger is also as important as the Shadow Blade right now. They need to get Moonmender into that shape where he can make space for his team. Mid lane, they try to chains up the Shadow Fiend, but Pudge is not here, so not going to be able to follow it up with any hook.
Misery just picking up a bit of farm down bottom as he has the lane to
Yep.
himself.
This hero really needs like some time to get levels, and he needs to. He's gone for like a more carry build. I would say like a build where it allows the support to transition into a more
Yeah, getting those
damage
phase
core.
boots. Yeah.
Instead of just trying like arcane boost, you know, or you get a mech, you just be that support. He's trying to be more of a damage dealer.
Oh, Courier. Is he quick enough? He's not quite quick enough there, Faith Bian. The movement speed isn't there on him.
Oh, Shackle.
Very, very nicely done. They don't quite have enough damage though.
Pulse shot.
Okay, they do. Oh, Misery. He shoots, he scores. Perfect angle.
No, that was a really good move by DC. They had to get something done. A hook, not gonna connect. Saksa still gonna run in.
There we go. Oh,
And he
the
cancelled.
quickest dismember of his life there. I only wanted a
But
brief
he didn't
nibble.
really want to go in there
No.
in the end. Like he notices that they don't
He
really
wasn't
have
happy
enough
with the
damage.
taste.
Yeah, not enough dash. Hook shot. Sorry, hook. Not gonna
again.
land there. But the Cotter is gonna be able to, you know, temporarily hold off the aggression from DC. Tower is in, yeah, it's in deny range actually. Wings can choose to deny the tower if they want, but not gonna do so. You wanna keep your towers alive and wait for DC to commit to try and get the tower, and then you deny the tower. But right now, Shadow. Oh, he used his meta. Oh, I think he cleared out the. Yeah,
He did
cleared
the
out
Ancients, yeah.
Ancients, yeah, he did the Ancients. So that's gonna be a huge amount of gold into Shadow's pocket there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Well, it looks like as well. No, Rezo's not going to stick around for that bottom tier one. It's very low at the moment on that bottom lane.
Do they have dagger on the? Yeah, they
They
have
do.
dagger.
They've just picked it up on Moon. And
So
they're
this
very
is the
close to
time.
that Shadow Blade as well in the slot. Just
This
a
is
few
the
hundred
time.
gold to go.
They need to strike before Terrorblade gets his metamorphosis up again. Like it's 50 seconds window. I'm not sure if DC knows. I think they do not see the Terrorblade doing the Ancients previously, so they have no idea. But still, with the dagger, they want to get something done here. Get a pick off and try to maybe get a tower with the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend has his Dragon Lance up, yeah. So
It's fairly tanky.
he's fairly tanky. He's ready to fight. See whether they can get something done here with the Slada. They're still waiting though. They're really unsure because the lanes are not pushed out. Like Resolution has gone top. He's trying to push out the top lane. Bottom lane, they're going to try.
Yep, jumping onto Ice. Faith Bian is going to be there with a stun response. In fact, the heal not going to be enough because the Shackle shot comes through, cancels the Dismember. And DC, they'll just take the Pudge.
He didn't have Vendetta, so he couldn't really finish off Moon on the Slada there. But at the end of the day, it's a support pick-off, so not the biggest deal but for Wings.
Space create though for Resolution. He's putting on heavy pressure on that top
and
tier
Shadow
wall.
has his Metamorphosis back up, and they're gonna, you know, try to secure this tower because they know Slada has to go back and heal. He's shining up right now. It's gonna be a while before he gets to the mid lane. They're really trying to force this low swap.
Oh, in fact, yeah, the swap back, the stun. Do they have enough follow-through burst? They do.
Oh.
Beautiful raise there from Weehart to finish off the deal. Illuminate
Oh, the
comes in,
stun on
move
two.
with the blink, two-man crush that allows them to get the Ember Spirit, and they're chasing down for more. Resolution's already sweeping across from the top lane to look for further kills, and they should be able to
you might
find
be able to
themselves
get
a
this.
fourth and maybe even a fifth. Moon gets hooked up. He will pay with his life, and looks like Ice will be able to find at least one thing in return. But DC there, beautiful hold of the mid lane. Fantastic follow-through crush. And
Yep.
Resolution joins in for a bit of an end to the party.
There was Wings being a little bit like impatient maybe, because they knew that Slada was going back to heal, but he went to the shrine, so he came back really quickly. Maybe Wings just overestimating how much time they had in that fight before Slada returns. But even then, before Slada got to the fight, Terrorblade was already dead because of the swap. He was way too far up, and they could not really hook. Like the only way they could have saved him is with the hook from Pudge to get him out of trouble, but he just died way too quickly from the burst. Power shot and race, and he was just a goner.
Resolution, next looking towards that Echo Saber, and thanks to that participation at the end of the fight, no second on the net worth. Very close to the moment between the top three. Ember starting to fall behind, you know, the kind of the three big cores elsewhere on the map. About 2k difference between himself
Yeah.
and the top 3.
It's because of the lane. Like Ember doesn't do very well in the lane against the Shadow Fiend, so that's understandable. And they didn't really get too many kills. Like he has actually no kills to his name, so understandably he's gonna struggle. Oh, they're gonna catch
poor
out
old
the support.
Venge. Yeah, he came in for a bit of a warding mission. They will look to him, but no, they're not. They're actually going to get themselves to kill themselves. DC actually found Pudge, who was looking to set something up for Wings, but the rest of Wings still looking elsewhere. Oh, and they're going to settle in for more. They're looking towards Fabian. Moon with a beautiful crush once more, jumps in. They pick themselves up 2 more after getting that Pudge kill.
Yeah, what a read there by Misery. Like he didn't have a sentry before, but he could sense like something is up there. Like something fishy is going on, and places the sentry, dodges the gank from Faith Bian, and his team was coming, and so turned the situation around. Great play by DC. Now the game is in full control for DC.
Oh, absolutely.
They should be able to get the Roshan fairly soon with their lineup. They have the Slada, they have the Venge, they have the Shadow Fiend. With the next pick off, they should be able to secure that for themselves. And even now a DD on Resolution. It's going to be able to scout out the fact that there's no ward here for Wings, so they do not see them. And they see the poor old Pudge here farming the jungle.
And Ice is out. Bian, can he look to find anything in return? The Ember Spirit will find Saxa. Magic Missile before any change come out. In fact, the Ember's out of there. He bails.
He might be in trouble here, Faith Bian.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fight. Faith Bian says, all right, thanks, mate, for bailing on me. DC pick up a second. 12-4.
That should be Roche for them. Yep. That should be a very easy rush for DC right now with 2 heroes from Wings down. More than enough damage to take out the big boy. And BKB completed on Weeha. So that's going to negate all the damage from the Ember, the Nyx, the Pudge, and the Kotal. Only Terrorblade can deal enough physical damage to take out the Shadow Fiend right now. So this Shadow Fiend is going to be a big problem right now for Wings. The rest of the heroes do not have any damage to take him out. And on top of that, he's going to have an Aegis. So DC going to be able to use this Shadow Fiend as a front line, siege towers, and just wait for Wings to react. Like he's so tanky right now with the Aegis. And
That is massive.
they do not even have enough like physical damage unless with Metamorphosis and Terrorblade is allowed to right click for a few seconds on Shadow Fiend. I don't see them taking down Weeha in a fight. And they do still have the swap to get him out of trouble.
I just picked up from Moon. He's ready to keep the farm going.
Pretty
having
standard
that-
for the hero, like for
Yeah.
Slada right now. You get a bling. Like it's the similar case for like Nyx. You get a dagger and then you transition into a Midas to farm up your levels. Because those 2 heroes do not farm really well, so you need the Midas to help you get into the late game, be more relevant. It's going for a Shadow Blade after this, more catch. Because Wings right now, they have no ability to take a straight-on 5v5 fight, so they're going to try to split push and try to rat it out and use the Nyx to pick them off. So DC going to not allow that to happen. They're going to 5-man fairly soon once all the creeps are pushed out. Faith Bian going to scout out the fact that Weeha is heading top, and they see a few heroes mid previously, so they might try to take out the Aegis here.
Bottom lane though, Moon is playing around with 2 of them. There's going to be the recall bringing in Faith Bian, but the blink out and the TP away. Moon gets himself out
And top lane,
safely.
they might get Ice
Ice is left on his own, and
Satyr.
look who's there. Saxa with the Satyr, gets it in close, purges him up. Resolution jumps in, seals the deal. And that Helmet dominates on the Vengeful Spirit, allowing DC to close the gaps.
A very, very good item on Venge, though.
Yeah.
I think something that I see very common nowadays as a support, a position 5 Venge, you actually get a Helm. So it not only gives your team the aura, the HP regen, the attack speed, but it helps you jungle. So you're going to be able to stay relevant throughout the game. It's a very, very good item on that hero.
Yeah, even post-nerf. Yeah, definitely one of the...
Like having the creep, you get a stun like a Centaur, you're going to be able to swap into the Centaur. There's a lot of things you can do. So it's a very good item on that hero, in my opinion. So definitely a very good pickup. And right now...
Oh, he's just found himself something. Does he want to go for it? Of course he does. It's Moon Meander, jumps in with the blink. Faith Bian stuns the Ricky.
Yeah, he knows Slug is nearby. That's why he did that.
So he's going to miss the pounce. So it looks like Faith Bian will be A-OK. Oh, hang on. The Satellite's coming in. And Ice says, come here, you silly little creep. And he will take it down. Get a nice bit of bounty gold as well from that Hammer the Dom kill.
Man, it's so difficult for Wings right now to go out and farm. They have to deal with the Slug Shadow Blade, they have to deal with the Slala Dagger, and because they are behind DC, they are gonna expect DC having a lot of like deep wards or maybe vision. They have to be really careful right now, and Terrorblade is not a good hero to be in this kind of position where you have to rat it out. Like, it's not easy for him like to go out and farm outside of the map. Maybe only Ember can do it
Oh,
easily.
mid lane, the jump in from Moon once again, setting up these initiations. Ice Eyes with the hook out. We'll
Power
save
shot?
Y for the time being. He's going to be fine,
Oh,
for the moment at least.
2 seconds.
Oh. Hang on, here comes the Hellbear Smasher. Clap, clap your hands, and he gives him the clap. Saxa takes him out, and with the Blink Crush into the Magic Missile, they'll take a second. Saxa, with the Helm of the Dominator, plays in the, well, not just the Helm plays, the swap plays as well. Takes Moon away from any sort of danger. And some very, very sweet action going on there from the Vengeful Spirit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tower's gonna go down. Even more map control onto DC side. There's no way they defend this, and they even already popped the Metamorphosis. This might actually be a big...
Ooh,
oh,
yeah.
the damage!
Yeah, Moon gets ripped to shreds there.
Oh
You
my
still
God.
can't underestimate this Metamorphosis damage, that's for sure.
That was just a cocky play there by Moonmender. 4v5, he's like, I can just throw in, try to, you know... He wanted to put his ultimate onto the Terrorblade, but paid the price for it. Any kill right now will give Wings a lot of gold because they are so far behind.
For sure. And the issue, you know, that will consistently be there for DC is if Shadow does continue to get bigger and bigger. And at the moment, he's keeping himself on par with Resolution and Weehaw.
Yeah, that's
It's
actually
always going to be a threat.
that's really
if
good.
he gets 6 slotted,
if he gets 6 slotted.
if he gets 6 slotted,
he
and
gets-
if they're then able to get him into fights where, you know, Slark is caught out at the start,
But
he will
if-
rip him to pieces.
If he gets to 6 slotted, DC still has really good heroes at killing a Terrorblade, like Slug, Shadow Fiend. Like you mentioned, you can't really sunder.
Oh, Rezo's got a DD.
Oh, he's dead. Oh, he got
Oh.
the Sunder! Okay.
Okay. I mean, he was like, sunder me, baby. It just gives me a chance for more health to punch through and more essence shift stacks to steal.
That was all part of the plan.
It was all part of the plan. Got to get those stacks, Winter. You don't want to kill them too quickly. You don't want to make it too
Ah.
easy.
I could tell. Mr. Oldie Pixel is a Slug
Because
player.
now, look, he's ready to punch towers. It's all about building up the essence.
You must be that player, wishing when you pick Slug as a baton on the enemy team. And
Oh,
you
I
just
love it when they don't die quickly. I love to see them die
Oh,
slowly.
the-
Oh! Oh, there we go. Rezo, he's fine. But
Are you sure he's fine?
No, he's not. He's not got pounce. He'd already used it. Okay. Well, there we go.
First it was Moonmender being cocky, now it was
That's
Rezo.
one. That one goes out to all the people who hate Slark. That kill. They're going to be loving that. That hook into the base. Where you at now, you fishy person?
Well, to be fair, most of the players that hate Slug are support players, and you're not one of them.
I think most of the
You're
players
not
that
one of
hate
them.
Slark are most of the players. To be fair, Winter. There we go. Wings actually with a smoke. I mean, yeah, can they achieve anything for this? They're heading through the jungle of DC, but DC at the moment all down towards the bottom of the map. Maybe they can get the long wrap around. Moon and we now coming into the jungle.
Yeah, they're kind of like expecting like maybe the Shadow Fiend or someone to be farming the
Yeah,
jungle.
if they head over that mid lane.
They do not have any good vision. Or looking at the map, they have no deep wards up, and obviously because you're playing against the Slug, you're losing. The Slug's gonna be able to tell his team, oh, there's a ward here. Oh, the scan.
Oh, they scanned them.
Both
They know
sides
that they
scan.
know the wings are up there.
Both sides scan at the same time. Saxa, can he get the swap? Not going to be able to get it on time, so Wings was able to dodge that bullet. Obviously, they have no idea the enemy team knows they're around there.
I just look at Weeder. I mean, just to really emphasize how massive this guy is. 24 minutes in, Butterfly, BKB complete. It's insane farm for this Shadow Fiend.
Well, with the Butterfly pickup, I said that Shadow is going to be their last hope of killing the Shadow Fiend, but good luck with that. Not right now, he has a Butterfly evasion.
Yeah, they're not going to have any sort of
And he's
MKB
going
or
Lincoln's.
Bloodthorn anytime soon.
He's going Lincoln's next, so no MKB. He wants to protect himself from the corrosive haze, the stuns from the Wind Ranger and the Venge. I mean, I can understand that. Doesn't want to die too easily in a fight. I mean, it doesn't protect him from the Slaughter Crush, obviously, and so that's going to be the only thing that's going to worry him when he gets the Lincolns up. in a short time.
Fabian actually go for the jump in. Here's the two-man, but the hook's off point. Eyesight doesn't get the catch. They're grouped up incredibly close here, Wings. The Resolution's already managed to finish off one. In fact, they've got two. The Magic Missile into the Requiem will find a second kill, and Resolution seeing if he can hunt for anything
Pudge.
more. And in fact, Pudge having a bit of a nibble there in the tree line. They will hunt him
Rex.
down.
That's Rex.
Yeah, that's 3 gun wins. No buybacks as well from the three of
Cottle is
them.
down. That's your base defender.
They've got to be
Oh
careful
dear.
how they try and hold this, Wings, because they could lose more. Shadow's actually popped the Metamorphosis, but the jump-in's there from Moon, holding him back. Shadow has to be careful.
They have
Can't
swap
get
up.
himself
They have
caught.
swap up. They're thinking about it.
Yeah, Sucks seeing if he can get in close. Close enough for the catch. Moon will find the crush. Will hold him out. Jump forward from Fabian. A nice stun as well to catch out Misery and Saxa. They'll find 2 kills off the back of this defense and maybe even more. Root onto Moon. Fabian closing in with the Vendetta. Hasn't got the stun up, but there's the Remnant in and the jump forward. But Moon with the crush.
Oh.
Absolutely beautiful. Holds 2 of them back. Why will get the mana leak? Surely Moon can't get out. He's out of mana. Only got
You
1-1
sure he can't
charge
get
as
out?
well.
You sure he can't get
Can
out?
they continue to chase here, Wings? They're looking for him. He's got sprint back up, in fact, with a blink. And that mana's
He's
still
fine.
too low for the TP.
Sprint, bro.
They've given up the chase. They can't close that gap. Moon's out.
No one outruns a Slada, bro. No one outruns a Slada.
DC. I mean, with the fish strats this game, the Slark and the Slada, it's working out for sure. 19 for 8. Keeping themselves that one step ahead of
Yep.
Wings in this game.
They just need to scout the fact that Roche is up. Oh, they still. Oh!
Moon. He knows he's chilling.
He's definitely chilling. Roche is up, so I'm not sure if DC. Oh, actually, they already scanned it. That was their catapult. So DC knows that the Roche is up. They just need to secure it, and they should be good to go for the Rex.
Yeah, they can take that Roche so easily as well. And it's pretty hard for Wings to do anything about a Roche
I mean, this
attempt.
Shadow Fin is close to immortal state right now.
Yeah, once he gets Satanic,
There's
that's...
no way they're killing him.
No.
And there's a
He's-
branch swap on top of that, so
Yeah,
even
look
if
at
they're killing him, there's gonna be a swap.
that. Roshan falling in seconds, of course. We picking it up as well, so the unkillable now has that extra life as well. Gem picked up by Zaxa. They're ready to just control the entire half of the map
Yep.
of Wings as well, and it gets to the point where they're ready to go for another
They're
attempt on a
doing-
high ground siege.
They're doing every small detail correctly. They secured the Roche. They got the gem to deward. Do they have two? What? They have 2 careers.
They do?
They. Okay. I just realized they have 2 careers.
Why not, Winter? That courier's got to have a friend, you know. You don't want him getting lonely.
I'm not lonely now. I have you. You know.
I mean, I guess it's. Well, I mean, what's the two? What's up with the 2 courier strat, Winter? Is this?
I don't know.
We've got backpacks nowadays. Interesting stuff to say the least from DC. I mean, they're obviously in a very comfortable position nonetheless. You know, still Weeha maintaining that 3K lead ahead of the Terrorblade.
It could be because you remember the career died earlier. Maybe they just bought another.
I guess so. They're like,
Yeah.
we'll just get another one to get the IM out.
Maybe. I'm not sure why, but that could be a reason. But right now, DC in full force and full control of the game. Satanic almost complete. 200 goal shot for Weeha. So they should be just waiting for the Satanic, and yeah, once that's done, they're going to be able to siege and get. I would expect at least 1 set of racks right now for DC with this advantage. Even 2, you know. They could get 2 easily. 2 sets. They're in such a big comfortable position. And the Vlads pick up from bench as well. Very good with the Shadow Fiend and the Slug. I was kind of expecting the Solar Crest. I think that build is also really good. Solar Crest and the Helm just give you a carry the auras
Yeah, yeah.
and the
beef
buffs.
them up.
But I mean, Vlad is also a very good option. You're giving them lifesteal.
And Keeper of the Light does have that Agnes finally done, so a little bit of
It's
extra
not
punch for the team
daytime.
fights. Yeah,
It's
that's true. This is
2.5 minutes before daytime.
a good time for DC to try and go.
Oh, where's the gem? Where is the gem?
Is on Sax at the moment?
No, I thought they had. Oh, it's on Misery.
It's on Misery.
Okay,
Okay.
so they didn't see him. Like, what? I thought they have a gem.
Yeah, I was gonna, it
He
looked like,
just
yeah,
walked
Fabian
past-
just walked
he
right
just
through the middle
walked
of them.
past everything.
Yeah. Everything but Misery. DC pushing on.
They're gonna have to try to maybe jump the Kotal, possible with a swap, or maybe the Wind Ranger with his dagger, or the Slada. He's being really annoying now.
And we are just up to the high ground, beginning to punch it onto the racks. The hook will be there, Eyesight bringing him back, but immediately the damage forcing the punch to back off. The swap will be there, but Fabian comes in with a wraparound, hits the two-man impale. Weehar's
my
down for the first
God.
time. They'll pop the
That
Aegis.
defense, they did not commit anything major for that.
Oh, hooks a little too early there from Eyesight. Weehar, he will be able to finish off the range racks at the least. Pops the BKB, starts to retreat DC. Playing this very carefully.
Gosh, that was such a brilliant defense by Wings. They only lost a range Rex after being in such a terrible position. What a defense, holy.
Yeah, certainly considering the strength of DC. Wings will be happy with that minor loss.
Oh my god. How on earth did they defend that? Oh my god. And right now, DC are going to be waiting for their next BKB charge. They have to wait for it to come back online before they are going to make any aggressive moves. Or they're going to be just contented in farming. They have... You could consider a 4-core lineup.
Oh, Reza.
So going into the late game is... I don't think you're too worried to go into late game. Like even ultra late game, like even the bench you could consider a core, because bench, if you have enough items, you deal a lot of damage.
I mean, even the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, everyone is like a core.
They can all be cores.
If you have the items, if you have the farm. That's every player's dreams, you know. Every support player.
To get that farm.
You know, to get to the stage where I'm a core. Don't call me a support now, Odie. I'm not just that ward.
You're my support, Winter.
Not buying wards, you know. I'm now all grown up. I have items. I can carry the game.
Grown up? Are you implying if you're a support, you're a kid? Why is it grown up? I feel like the carries are the kids most of the time in my pubs. It's the supports that are the big ones.
Dude, you are the carry player. Don't lie.
Yeah,
you are
I'm
the
a-
one.
I'm a
I
kid,
see you
Winter.
playing Gyro, Juggernaut.
Gyro in 2017, Winter. Come on.
That hero actually has good talents.
You're happy when your carry picks a gyro in your game?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so, Winter.
I'm happy when my carry picks Lone Druid. Or Slug, you know, in pubs.
In pub. So you're not happy? I mean, with Resolution, he's making this slot work so far in this competitive game. You know, he has...
I mean, we talked about why they picked Slug here.
For sure.
He's really good against the chains, the mana leak from Kotal. If you're talking about like traditional carries, like a Luna, you're going to struggle a lot against the chains, the mana leak. It's very annoying. So Slug definitely one of the better carries against that.
And they did
And
scan out
Weeha.
Radiant mid, so
Weeha.
those are dire mid, so
Oh,
Wings come
they're
in.
going to swap him out.
Can they kill him in time? Saxo will get Weeha. It's just slightly out of danger. They'll take the Saxo kill. Weeha pops the BKB, turns and punches back, forcing White to get himself the hell out of
Oh,
there.
they still want to go.
Can they get
BKB's
it?
down.
The power shot from Misery actually
The
finished off
hook.
the keeper of the light. High size hooks Weeha down. Illuminate
down.
goes through. They've found the big kill. They've taken down the Shadow Fiend.
Oh my god.
And they're ready to try and go for more potentially. Resolution and Moon already getting the hell out of there, but Fabian looking for the chase down. Darkpack's there in time to save Rezo. But they get that big kill. We
And
said he was unkillable, Winter, but Wings, they
Dude,
managed to do
they
the
have
impossible.
5 heroes on him. Even the unkillable becomes killable.
And
They-
he doesn't have buyback. He's down for 50 seconds. Shadow,
That was
he's got
a-
Metamorphosis up. He's ready to go.
There was a really crucial mistake there by DC. They showed a few heroes at top lane, and Wings immediately know that mid lane, not the whole team is there. So they went on them. They got a kill on 2 heroes, and now they put themselves in a position where they could threaten Rex, maybe. No. But yeah, I'm really happy with the damage they've already done. It's like almost close to half of the tower down.
Oh, Rezo. They come in to cancel the TP, but the hook's there from my side
They're
to
going to
keep
leave
the
a
Ember
support
safe.
behind. They're going to have to leave a support behind to die here.
My size, can he juke this one out?
He has no TP. There's no way he's getting out. No way he's getting out.
Rest in peace, Pudge. A few punches there from Rezo, brings him down.
That was still a really good play there by the Pudge, saving the carry. And you know, that's what you do as a support. You give your life for the greater good.
Very nice from my size. Hasn't necessarily been having the flashiest of games. You know, it's not the Nature's Prophet Ice Size we saw in game 1, that's for sure. He's been having a bit of a tougher time this round
Yeah.
with the Pudge.
It's quite a difficult game for him, like to be honest, from the get-go. Like in the laning phase, the enemy had really good wards scouting him out.
And this is a little worrying for Weeha as well. That Terrorblade, he has now got the
Does he have
MKB
MKB?
complete. He's
Oh,
got
yes.
it complete, Winter.
Oh, this is a huge problem right now. for DC. This TB right now, I said he doesn't have enough damage before, but right now he does have enough damage.
On top lane, Ember just finding the solo kills. Moon tried to come out for a bit of farm, a bit of a push.
He solo killed him? Holy shit.
He's getting pretty big, the Ember. He's catching up. He's still a little bit behind the top 3 cores, but he's certainly closing that gap.
Huh. Must be sprinting around farming, I guess. I did not expect that to happen. He has Lotus off for the chains as well. He must be really on really low HP and he was sprinting. But another mistake by DC. They have to be really careful about not giving up any more kills though. Wings are getting stronger every minute. This Terrorblade is getting out of control.
Yeah, he really is. 2K difference between him and we are at the
And the
moment. It's
longer the
closing that
game
gap.
goes, his refraction gets stronger. Like this spell, do not underestimate this spell in a team fight. In late game, when everyone has a lot of items, this spell actually kills you.
And Wings actually finding the opening to head into Roshan. DC still with the Slardar
Oh my
down.
God.
I mean,
This is gonna
can they contest
this is
it?
gonna
I don't think they
complete-
can.
This is going to complete the Wings comeback though, if they're going to be able to secure the Aegis.
Yeah, they can't get. They are going to TP across the shrine, but it's falling low. Wings actually holding off a little bit on this. They're backing out of the pit. They keep the TB in there though.
DC are not going to be able to come here on time.
Yeah, they don't get themselves in for a play quick enough. Wings finishing off Roshan. Shadow picks up the Aegis. DC starting to slip behind. We're starting to see kind of the problem with that you can have with Slark sometimes as well. You know, Resolution, he had been looking for the kills. He has been kind of sacrificing some of the farm.
Yep, DC have been really unsure of what they wanted to do in the last few minutes. They gave up a kill here and there, and it resulted into Wings securing the Rosh. Right now, DC, we need to get back something. They smoked, even though the enemy got the Roshan. They're like maybe thinking, Terrorblade probably pop his meta for the Rosh, so they are not going to have one of their key abilities right now, so they're just like running in, even though the enemy has Aegis. They're trying to start a fight. They have a vision, like they just placed one ward here, but before that they had no vision around the map, so they were just like randomly trying to run around and hopefully they were able to kill someone, but not going to be the case for DC. Not going to be fruitful with that smoke gang, but at least they got one ward down. They have to be able to get like more vision down. They're going to smoke again. They're going to smoke again. They really want to get something done here.
Let's see if they can get it. At the moment, Wings playing very safe up on that high ground.
Yeah, but look at the lanes. Like Wings push out the middle lane and the bottom lane all the way towards their towers.
I mean, DC can sweep through the bottom of the base. It is open.
Do they have a ward? No, they don't have a ward, but they can just run up. This is going to hit the
Yeah,
racks.
they're just going to go for the racks. They are. Fortification will come out.
Gosh,
We'll
this
head
is bad.
down. Look for the setup stun onto the Shadow Fiend, but
This
he's
is
forced
not
back.
good for DC. They have to run. Terrorblade has his metamorphosis up in 10 seconds, like 14 seconds. So this is not good.
DC have to back away the play.
Yep.
Not
Without a
working.
pick-off, they're not going to be able to be aggressive. They have expended 2 smokes for that. That is huge for DC not getting anything. That is a big blow. Misery gets an Invis rune. Can he set up a good shackle here?
Well, Resolution is going to find the opening onto Faith Pian. He's looking, but the
Oh,
safety
Sunder!
Sunder keeps
Oh
the Nyx
my
Assassin
lord!
alive, and in fact, Faith Pian survives there. Oh my goodness, we talked about support players saving cores, but Shadow put his life on the line there to keep Faith Pian alive.
That is such a brawl move.
Absolutely.
Would you have done it, OD Pixel, when you're playing carry Terrorblade? The
Sure.
answer is no.
No.
The answer is definitely no.
That
You're
was
like,
cute.
See you, bro. I'm not having any of that.
And because they have the full 5 alive, Wings
And
are
he's gonna
ready to
recall
continue
him.
to push.
He TP's back and he recalls. Oh my god.
So smart. Now let's see what DC can do about this high ground siege from Wings. Moon jumps
the
in into the
carapace!
2-man crush, but immediately, yeah, the carapace. Reaction from Faith Pian. Saxa has to use the swap out to save his teammate.
Oh my
But
lord.
Saxa's out. Down for a minute.
Metamorphosis is down though. That's their huge chunk of damage, so I'm not sure if Wings can force the issue here.
Tower is under attack.
Gosh, this team can never count this team out, you know.
You really can't. There was this point of this game where DC certainly were having full control of it. They are still up a set of, well, at least a range rack to the bottom lane, but of course that melee rack still stands down there on Wings' side of the map, so DC didn't quite find as much as they hoped for. Weehard did have that incredible lead on the Shadow Fiend, but now look at the Terrorblade. He's neck and neck. They're two
Oh, the
big
slot.
cores. Moon looking for the setup. It's a perfect crush. They'll get one. They'll take down Fabian. Ice, they gets the hook across.
Oh, the
Misery's
double
there with
shackle!
reaction. The shackle from the punch on the high ground to the Keeper of the Light on the low ground. They'll find themselves a third. DC do manage to clear up around the shrine, so they'll punish Wings for
Yep.
hanging around on their side of the
And there
map.
was no way Wings could have fought there because Shadow didn't have his Metamorphosis up, so huge chunk of damage not available for them. Like DC are just like a team that, if you notice in both the games, they were really good at using the fact that, oh, when the enemy doesn't have a big ultimate,
Very good at keeping map of the timings.
yeah, big
Very,
spell
very good.
down, and they're always looking for good fights, looking for opportunities.
Can they get Blink here? The pings are coming out to Blink from his teammates. They say, you need to get the hell out of there. There's someone on your back, and indeed it's Rezo. Comes in, there's the follow through. They'll pop the Lincolns there with the
Cheese.
shackles, allowing the abyss, but the cheese is swallowed straight down the throat of
He
Blink.
has no Remnant though. Oh, can he get out?
Can he play
Can
his
he
way out
actually
of
get
this
out?
one?
Oh,
Sax is coming in with the cross through.
He
It's
looks
going to be the
dead.
change to hold him back.
Oh.
He gets the Blink off.
Oh my!
Blink
oh!
with the Blink, but the Blink from the Blinker at the Moon gets them, but the Remnant just off in time, but Rezo's there. Rezo read him like a book, knew he'd finally be back to that spot. And they do get the Ember
Gosh.
Spirit kill. Impressive plays from both sides.
Both teams both players did the best they could from
They
the
really did. Everyone went all out on that top play. Both the Ember Spirit and all three members of DC there to catch him.
Can they force a buyback now? That's the question. Oh no, Shadow Fiend is quite low on mana. Don't think they have any arcane boots for him. This could... I don't think they can siege though. They're gonna try to force the buyback, but Shadow Fiend is really low on mana. This could be a problem for them. I'm not sure if they can siege here.
Looks like they're still going to try their best, DC, maybe. The line has been drawn once more to head down, round through the bottom of
Shadow has
the
his
map.
Metamorphosis up though. I'm not very sure about this.
They really want to finish off that melee racks down bottom. Get that objective cleaned up.
More importantly, they want to be able to force the buyback here. Do they have glyph? Oh, Wings do not have glyph here for
Yeah,
this
they
rack.
used it, that previous siege from DC. Jump forward, Fabian gets the stun, and ooh, Hook's not going to catch. She gets onto the illusion there of his teammate. Rack's now down to half health, but
Yeah.
indeed DC not wanting to stick
Look at their
around.
mana. Misery has no mana. Slug has no mana. Shadowfiend is low. There's no way they push her. There is no way. Ember's up, so there goes the opportunity for them to be able to siege and try to force a buyback. Looking at the vision right now, DC does have like two really good vision around the Wings base. One at the top cliff, one at the bottom cliff. So this is going to be a key factor in allowing them to understand where to gank and which side of the map to play. This vision right now is really good for them. Oh, they just lost one. I'm not sure if they saw Shadow. They might have actually
If they
seen.
find Shadow,
They might have actually seen Shadow before the
I
ward.
think that the ping out was there. Rezo's hot on his heels.
Oh my God!
If they can catch Shadow here outside of the
Oh.
base and they're deep with the setup crush, it looks like they have a good chance of doing so, and they
There
do
we go.
indeed.
OD Pixel.
He's down for 70.
Vision wins games. That was a really key pick off. Before the ward faded out, they were able to spot the enemy carry walking towards that area.
And the question is, can they force out his buyback?
60 seconds. Keeper of the Light. Not sure about that though. Keeper can stall a long time. How about Roshan? Roshan is not up yet. Oh, bottom lane?
They managed to catch out.
Oh,
Misery.
the jam. Oh Lord, that's the jam down.
Ooh. Painful in his way. He's sitting on a lot of gold, Misery, about 5k mark, so he loses a bit of a chunk of that as well, of course. Saving up his gold, which, what's Misery got queued up at the moment on the win range? He was looking at Hex. He had a
Carry.
Hex queued up, but now
Dude,
he's changed
he's-
it back to the Maelstrom
He's
and the
like the
Reone.
carry. He wants to be the carry.
Dyer's bottom tower
Ooh, Moon, try for the crush, won't get it. The Ember Spirit
He's just
quickly out of
toying
there.
him, Owen. He's just absolutely toying him. He knew his limits. And we are reaching the stage where one fight, you lose, you are going to just either be forced to use multiple buybacks or you're just going to lose the game. And Roshan is going to be up fairly soon.
Interesting choice from Sax as well this game. He's building towards the Acronym Scepter Winter.
Aghanims is a really good item on the support
where's that?
bench.
He's getting a little greedy. I mean, he feels like he can go for this. There's a lot of teammates around for the side of Wings.
Oh,
and
the
again,
Sunder!
the Sunder from
Gosh,
Shadow.
please, can I have carries like this in my pub? Please.
Shadow being an absolute bro, as you mentioned earlier.
Dude, he's being more than a bro. That was like a game-winning move in some cases. Like the move on Faith Beyond before netted them so much, they were able to save the Nyx, get the kill on Misery, and pressure the enemy base.
And check this out, Winter. Misery, a man that likes to change his mind. He's now picked up a full old E-Blade.
That's going to give them a lot of burst with the Shadow Fiend, but I think mostly they want to save whoever gets hooked into the turret.
For sure, yeah. Saving whoever gets focused
the
by
turret,
Metamorphosis, yeah.
That could be the main idea behind the E-Blade here. But right now, game is getting super tense for both sides. Like one wrong move, and Vision. Like Vision is going to be a very key factor. Roshan is up. DC scouts the Rosh. Wings wants to go near it. They know that Rosh is going to be their next important objective. I mean, it's easy for them to scout. They have Terrorblade, so they're just going to be able to send an illusion in, make sure they scout it out.
This has been a
They have
fantastic game so far. I mean, but both teams, again, a similar situation to
they
game
have
one. They can
Octarine
both
Call.
win it.
They have Octarine Call and Blink. Oh, Blink. They scout him out.
Resolution.
He has the Abyssal. He just needs someone to break the Lincoln so he can just stun him and kill him. Oh, this is
Wings.
tense.
They want to try and find DC here, coming in
DC
from the back.
do not have very good vision around here though. They have like one vision in the top lane, another one close to the Rosh. This doesn't help them too much around the Rosh. So I would say Wings have the better vision around the Rosh right now. As it's gonna...
Oh, mid lane Rezo's got to be careful. Pops the change, the stun's down. Ice gets him this time and he's out. Rezo's down.
No buyback!
No buyback, Winter. 100 seconds out
son
and
of
Wings, they're looking for more. BKB's popped by Weehai, has to get himself the hell out of there.
Can he get the hook? Oh.
90 seconds without resolution.
But do Wings are just gonna try and force... They are gonna think
They've
that...
got Metamorphosis, haven't they?
Yeah, they're gonna think that we just want to force their buyback and maybe we can go for Rosh, but... Oh, Slada. Look at
Oh,
Slada.
Moon trying to
Moon
cut the
is saving
creeps.
the day.
He really is.
Moon is saving the day.
He's keeping those creeps back. He's not letting the push happen. Blink's out. Can he play away from Blink?
Blink? Oh, they got him!
Yeah, Moon.
Oh,
Surely
my
can't get out of this one,
God.
or maybe he can. He's got the orb there to
Chains.
remove
Oh,
the
he's
chains.
screwed.
The Duke's out into the trees,
Oh,
and
he's
Moon,
not.
that sneaky little fishy, he's out, back home, back to safety.
Oh, my
Moon,
Lord. Moon just saved the
he
game.
really
He
did.
just saved the
he
game.
did. He absolutely did. No creeps, no push. Wings will be able to turn towards Roshan.
Yeah, they were like, okay, we're just going to get the Rosh. We're not going to try and siege the base. That would have potentially been 2 sets of racks down, or maybe even the game. Moon Meander just being that saving grace for them, dragging the creeps away and causing all sorts of problems.
Very smart indeed. Wings will indeed, as we said, get that Aegis. So they'll finish it off it. DC putting some pressure on that bottom lane. We'll be there to clean it up, push the lane back out.
Right, this time, Terrorblade low, Sunders his support, you know, free regen. Keeper of the Light has his Trankos up, so not going to be a big deal for him. But right now, the Shrines are the next remaining objectives outside of the... Oh, there's still a tier 2, sorry. One more tier 2 outside, but Wings are just going to ignore everything and go for the base right now. How many buybacks do they have?
And what's the buyback say it's looking like, Winter?
Shadow Fiend has buyback, Venge has buyback, Keeper has buyback. 3 buybacks available for DC. Sorry, 2 buybacks available.
Yeah, I was gonna say, over on the side of DC, so Moon went in on that AC purchase, so he's still short of about 1,300 gold. Rezo, he's 1,000 short of buyback.
Yeah, he's just trying to buy items to help them deal with the Terrorblade. The Terrorblade right clicks are just causing all sorts of problems.
If they lose resolution in this fight, it could be incredibly
they just
painful.
purchased the Skadi for Terrorblade. They're just going to go now. They are going to go all in now. And they have the Recall, and Ember with Boots of Travel, obviously, and the Remnant to defend. So Wings are in a very good position to siege here. They don't have to really do like a first move. They can just siege with the Terrorblade, and oh, they might get the hook here onto the
Middle.
Shadow Fiend.
Can they find it? He's been stunned up. The Shrine's been popped. And Ice tries for the hook. Isn't going to latch. Illusion still continues to pound in, but look at the damage there. We are getting melted, and he's out for 100. And Wings should be able to finish off that bottom racks. Down bottom, Moon playing around with Blink. Blink pops the BKB. No message from the Ember Spirit to finish off the Slardar. Slardar does not have buyback. Shadow Fiend Weehai gets himself back into the fray with a buyback here. The mid lane Rex on the melee are now down. Shadow turns towards the range, will fully clean out the middle. So Wings find the racks. They hold on to bottom.
Yeah,
They
look,
force out the
and look
buyback
at the
and they kill the
discipline as well.
Slaughter.
They did not try to force the top lane because they have no idea if Slaughter is buyback and Metamorphosis is running low. And they're just like keeping everything in control. They're not diving, they're not making mistakes. This is the Wings I saw at TI. They won
Very
TI.
solid from them.
Yeah, very, very solid. They're gonna go for the last remaining T2. Oh dear, this Shadowfiend is just so easily killed by the Terrorblade now.
Yeah, despite the size that he managed to get to.
And Terrorblade just outputs so much damage. Like, gosh.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It just feels as well we're obviously seeing the weakness of the Slark against kind of these full heavy-handed pushes from Wings. It's very hard for Resolution to
And-
get in there and do
And
anything.
the fact that they have also gone past the period of strength where their lineup
For
is
sure, yeah.
strongest.
51 minutes in now.
Right now the TB is so powerful. Metamorphosis in 37 seconds.
There we go. Wings looking for a second set of racks on this bottom lane. They'll find the tier 3. DC, can they get any sort of catch? They'll
Oh,
jump
the
forward,
hook.
but immediately the hook brings Resolution away from punching into anyone. The Ghost Scepter keeping the Pudge alive. Rezo turns towards the Keep of the Light. DC find one, but now Moon's got to get himself out. Saxter and Rezo in trouble as well. The buyback will be there from the Keeper of the Light. Blink's moving in, gets the slide in the chains out, jump forward as well. Ice with the hook onto Rezo. Rezo has to pounce away from his
that's
base.
GG.
They'll take down Weeha. He's down for 2 minutes, no buyback available. Resolution trying as much as he can. The swap's there from Saxo. It's not enough to save him. Wings cleaning up DC. A buyback will be there from Resolution, but he's without 3 of his teammates. Can they finish anyone off? The power shot will find the Nyx Assassin, but he had the Aegis. He's back for round 2. Misery tries to get back to the base, but the nuke damage is there. Wind Ranger's out. Resolution, the last remaining survivor. Misery buys back. But Wings turn their attention towards the tier 4 in the middle lane. With this pushing power of the Metamorphosis, they should be able to do it. The jump forward onto Misery. He's caught out again. Wings have done it here. 2-0 against DC. And game 2, we saw at a point DC had a lead of about 20,000. But Wings kept their composure. They managed to get to that point we were talking about, Winter having this massive Terrorblade. And they did it at the end of the day.
Man, the whole team played so well after such a horrendous early game. Like, the early game was so bad for them. But they were able to pull together. Like, obviously, DC made a couple of huge mistakes as well. The pickoffs, they gave away kills, because of the pickoffs, they gave away the Roshan. And it resulted into DC not being able to use their advantage when their lineup were really, really strong.
Very, very impressive stuff from Wings. 2 very different drafts. The execution was
And
perfect.
This is a mark of a strong team when you have such
You
a
have this
bad early
versatility.
game and you're still able to come back and win the game. That is a strong statement from Wings.
Congratulations to Wings for the 2-1
Wow,
win
there we
over
have it,
DC.
ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be
Next
able to
is
head over
Ice
to the main stage to hear from Wings themselves.
Say hi to everyone. Hi everyone, I'm Ice of Wings.
在你们胜利的一刹那，现场的这个观众朋友响起了，这个 Wings 的高呼，一如在 TI 的这个总决赛的赛场。
Middle of your victory, fans were reminded of your big win at TI. In the first game, you had a big win, looked pretty good. The second one looked a lot more difficult, and you had to come back to win. What do you think was the biggest factor in your turning that game around? Our carry was amazing. He just carried us and basically allowed me to lie down and enjoy the victory. It's like I made a mistake and I was still able to win. TI6, this was the high point of your team, and you guys have to continue to maintain your strength and be able to keep up that good performance that you had in this new patch. How have you felt since there's been a lot of talk back and forth? It's all right. We're going to keep doing what we do and coming up with these wild strategies and drafts. It's great that you're able to play here at home. In Group A, obviously, OG is very strong. And right now, in Group B, you're going to come up against another strong foreign team in Liquid. How do you feel about them so far? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. They're really strong. We'll have to see what we can do. It's a very, very humble and self-effacing Chinese traditional attitude that we have. All right, fans, applaud everyone and hope they can keep performing well going forward.